Alright, here we are over at hive number 9, which you can see, or hopefully you can see, is a medium 5-frame on top of a deep 5-frame. So full backstory, try to make this as quick as possible if you haven't watched that video. Before I had queen excluders inserted on some of the hives for honey harvest time, I run hives with a medium box without a queen excluder just to help them kind of boost up in the spring, and then I'll put a queen excluder in when the nectar flow starts. Long story short, I found a few queen cells in one of the top boxes, which is a medium, and decided to try and make a split with that. Successfully did. Pretty sure the queen right, can't really remember right now. They were at one point, and they've been really slow going. So I've been meaning to get them into a 10 frame to free up my nuke boxes for swarm catching purposes. So here we are. I have my last 10 frame bottom board, which is ventilated. Transitioned away from ventilated bottom boards a few years ago for a few reasons. I think solid bottom boards do a better job, but when you start running out of equipment, you don't really have a choice. So I'm just going to take a quick look, start at the top box of course. If they're not really drawing this out as well as I would like them to, which they weren't 2 weeks ago, I think I'm going to knock them down. Well, I'm going to remove the deep 5-frame and transfer the 5 medium frames into a 10-frame medium box, give them 5 frames that are brand new, and basically that's my idea as far as getting them into a 10 frame. Is this going to work? Not sure. But first, let's take a look. Yeah, I don't really think, I can already tell you right now, I don't think they're doing much as far as working this top box here. Looks pretty weak. Yeah, I mean there's bees up here, not a big deal, but they really have not done the best job as far as building out comb. So I'm going to do my part and try and knock as many bees out of this 10 frame as possible so I can get them transitioned over to medium 10 frame, if that makes sense. Yeah, I mean they've drawn out some comb, but if you watch the previous video, it wasn't the best. Let's just say that. It was being drawn off the frame more than it was across the frame, and if you don't do something about that early on, it just makes for really weird wax that you'll have to deal with the entire time you have the colony. So let's smoke them down, get the camera angled a little more. Hopefully that's a bit better. Let's see, let's move this 10 frame out of the way, because I'm not gonna, or I'm sorry, the deep 5 frame, they're not gonna need this. And let's see, how can I do this? So this stuff's kind of in the way right now. Let's set the equipment aside that I'm transferring them into. Let's get them lifted up here and out of the way. Perfect. Yeah. Awesome. Alright, so here we go. Yeah, since the weather's warm, I'm going to do some checkerboarding. I'll explain that as I go. Alright, so let's get into, kind of raise the camera in between, since the box is down here and I got the box up here. Alright, very first frame, as you saw, nice nectar stores. can't exactly remember if the queen is marked or not marked, so kind of play that by ear. The reason I say that, oh okay, here we go. The reason I say that is because I had queen cell. There's been quite a bit development here. So I have QC up there indicating this queen cell right there. Hopefully you can see that, and that is completely hatched out. That is not chewed out. So I'm assuming we have an unmarked queen, but then check this out. We have a queen cell here completely emerged and a queen cell here completely emerged. So I have never discovered a colony with multiple queens, but I have seen other beekeepers share that online, so I know it's possible. Let me cross out that QC since it's already done and emerged. Same thing on the next frame. I have QC on this side pointing this way, and there is no sign, unless it was on the bottom there, no sign of a queen cell. So that's why I started doing that, because if you go long enough in between inspections, there's a bee hatching, just thought I'd show you. If you go long enough, right there, there's a bee hatching. If you go long enough between inspections, the bees will completely tear down queen cells, and if you don't mark your frames, where they were at one point, I mean, you'll have no idea if there was a queen cell there or not. So it's just a way, it's just something that I do to kind of make a note for myself. Does it help? Maybe. So let me cross that off too, because there's no indication there's a queen cell there anymore. And it's kind of an easy way, or I guess a useful way to use last year's color, paint color. Same thing on this frame. It says QC on top twice, indicating this way. And I don't know, this colony's got a lot going on, because check that out right there. That queen cell, well, what I marked on top of the frame, that does not look like it is hatched yet or have been chewed out. And the very tip, I'll show you what I'm talking about here in a second, the very tip of the cell is very, very dark if you can't see that, meaning that thing is about to hatch. I'm just looking for, maybe they swarmed in the last few weeks. I'm looking for evidence of a queen, and I definitely don't see any. So this is what I'm talking about. If you come across a queen cell, you have to look at the sides. I'll try to show you. You have to look at the sides and everything. And if you can't tell it's been chewed out, the very tip, when it starts to get real dark like that, that thing's about to hatch. Alright, well, let's set them aside. Last frame. Very last frame, a lot of open cells, which would be a good spot for a queen to lay eggs, and I do not see any, so I'm thinking they may have swarmed in the last inspection or two, and maybe I said that last time and I can't remember. There's a queen cell right there too, if you can see that. Try to get the right angle, right there. Queen cell, right there, that hatched out. And I didn't even have the top of that marked, so is that a queen? Look at that. Right there. That looks like that could be a virgin queen. I don't know. I'm gonna let this go. I'm half tempted to mark her. Let's see if she lays an egg. She's doing something. Right there. Hopefully you can see that. Right there with the wings up. I don't see any eggs though. And look, there's another queen cell right there. That's not marked. I'm gonna let this go because I don't want to mess anything up. And give it a... Just gonna give it another 2 weeks and just kind of see what happens. There's a decent amount of bees in the box here that I'm gonna have to shake out. Alright, that's that. So, what is this, number 9? I think? What did I say? Where's it at? Yeah, hive number 9. Not entirely sure what's going on there. They might have a new virgin queen that emerged within the last week or two. Hard to say. So yeah, I'm just going to give them until the next inspection, just not disturb them at all, and by the next inspection I should definitely see brood, capped brood, eggs, pupated larvae, so I should see brood in all stages essentially. So yeah, that's number 9. That's my way of getting them into a 10 frame. I moved the 5 medium frames from the nuke box into a 10 frame medium, so hopefully that gives them a little more room to build up. But yeah, that thing had plenty of queen cells that I saw and made a note on the top bar, QC, and quite a few that looks like they were developed since the last inspection. So that just goes to show, textbook 16 days for a queen cell to completely be created and emerge, and sometimes, my experience, that happens a lot faster than 16 days, sometimes as early as 14 days, or even sometimes below that. So yeah, that does it for number 9. They're in a 10 frame, so we'll kind of see how that works for them over the next few weeks. Hey, thanks for watching everybody. Cole's Farm here in Jacksonville, North Carolina. Just a few hobbyist beekeepers, backyard beekeepers, doing our thing. Check us out on Facebook and Instagram. We'll have some honey for sale within the next month, within the next 4 to 6 weeks. And we also have a giveaway going on Instagram as soon as we hit 12,000 followers. Check out that post from yesterday. We teamed up with a hive butler, and if that's something that you're interested in, just follow the rules of the contest, and within the next week we should be selecting somebody that left a comment to win one of the hive butler totes. Alright, that does it for me. Got a few hives to go. Be sure to check out the videos from this week and subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Thanks for watching, everybody.